We're up to part number 63, the steering column bracket. It's going to be made out of 1.6mm thick steel, 45mm wide, 170mm long. We're going to do a saddle bend and a fold and a 6mm hole. Later on we'll trim and we'll trial fit on the chassis. Ultimately it's welded to the chassis when we position the steering column. With our steering column mount, we can use a T-dolly, bend it over the outside, or some offcut from our steering column, the 38mm tube. So either, pinch it in the vise, and then some leverage. So I'm going to use the gloves just to make sure I don't cut myself, etc. It's usually the biggest hazard in our industry is actually sheet metal cuts. That was quite easy to bend with our T-dolly. Trial fitting on the steering column. We have a fold to do on each side in our vise press brake bender, and we also have a nutsert to do. Later on we'll trim it and set up on the steering column. We've bent our saddle to mount the steering column, but we can't finish folding it until we've set the steering column up at the correct angle and position. Then we match this together and we can finally do the last two folds before it gets welded into the chassis rails. Positioning our steering column, our nutsert that we previously put in the tube that's 200mm up from the bottom gets located just finger tight. Then what we do is we measure from the inside face of each chassis rail 44mm. That will give you the even center line of the steering column to the rails. From there, we then set the angle of the steering column, which from our plans is 50 degrees or 130. So you can see here we're set on our steering column. You then nip up that bolt. That gives us the exact location of our lower clamping point nutsert. We can then start to work out our fold point for our saddle. Holding the steering column bracket mount or saddle flush with the bottom of the steering column, put a witness mark. You can then measure from the bottom of the witness mark down to the center of the nutsert. Repeat that measurement on the saddle bracket mount and drill the hole to secure the two together. I'll do a pilot hole of 3.5mm and then I'll run a 7mm drill through it. We're going to have a little bit of play, so there's a little bit of adjustment for you if you're not quite right. Once we nip this up, then what we can do is come in from the side, flat ruler, mark our intersection point, then with a square, after we remove it, that will be our fold line on each side. Then we'll trim, and hopefully everything's then ready for welding. Just make sure everything's square, so you can see I'm using the flat face of the ruler, projecting this horizontal line. That will then become our fold point on each side. I've just drawn a square line from the face that we've marked with the small engineer's square. That gives me the fold point. We can then come in here, feed it in, get everything square and parallel, slowly apply pressure, and that will give us the bend. Flip it around and do the other side. The other way we can do it is to simply lock this in the vise and then maybe with a piece of round bar, etc., and hit the round bar and bend it over that way. So you don't want to damage this, you don't want it to be crushed either. So just positioning it so that the center of the blade is on our scribe line, and then you just slowly apply pressure until we begin movement. Now, I'm not going to fold this completely. What I'll do is I'll do it partially. I'll do most of it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take it, apply it, trial fit it, and just check and make sure that we're going in the right direction. That's about far enough at this point. So don't go too much further on each side. Now we've finished our bends, you can see that I've overlaid it onto the steering column. We can then get a ruler using the flat face of the ruler, I can mark our cut point. So just project that up. Doing the same on both sides. Making sure we stay square, flush with the chassis rail. I'm ready to cut our steering column bracket mount now. I can use a grinder with a cut-off disc. We can use bench shears, guillotine, etc. Anything that you've got handy. It's a little bit heavy for tin snips. We've just finished trimming our steering column bracket mount, slid it in from underneath, nice even fit. Notice that we're trying to get it flush across the top. So a little bit of adjustment and nip it up. We've got our bracket just about ready to weld. So we're going to make sure we've got our 130 degrees or 50 degrees on the steering column. So that way everything's nice and parallel. The other one also is to measure from the vertical face of this cross member, come back 64, 65 millimeters on each side. That way it's true and square across your chassis rails. We can then do a seam weld down the inside. We've finished welding our steering column bracket mount. We can now assemble all the components for our steering. That's part number 48, the steering rod. We then require part number 50 and 51, the flat washer, the nut. From there, Ezio's finished steering wheel can be fitted to the steering rod. We'll then fit part number 61, the flat washer, and part number 62, we're going to have to measure cut our excess thread on the steering rod to make the dome nut fit. Part number 48, our steering rod, can be fitted. We've got to make sure when we're fitting it that this hook faces backwards, because our steering arm that we're welding to the steering rod, it's critical. We've got to get the correct alignment and fit on that. So flat washer. So this is part number 50 and 51, our flat washer and the nylock nut. As I'm tightening it up, what you ideally want is free movement, so it swings freely. Right, that's a little bit tight, so I'm going to back it off half a turn. There, that's what you're looking for. Next, we fit the steering wheel on top of the nut. We've removed the grub screws, so now we can fit it to the steering rod. Hold the bottom of the steering column and gradually wind it on. I've threaded the steering wheel down to the base, but it's not quite jammed up against the nut. What I've done is left maybe half a turn, 3/4 of a turn. The grub screws will have to have a pilot drill put through it so that they go into the steering column. Make sure that the orientation of your lower steering rod is square, correct and true. So that way your steering wheel should also be pointing at the 12 o'clock straight ahead position. We've fitted the base washer on top of the steering wheel. Now what we're doing is checking the depth of the thread, where it actually engages up against the dome of the nut. You can then measure after you mark it, and that should be approximately 10 millimeters where the thread engages. Then we can measure 10 mil up from the base, cut it off, refit the dome nut, but we'll have to take the steering wheel off first. What I've done here is I've used two M10 nuts. I've jammed them against each other. The top face here forms a nice cutting platform where we cut our excess away. Then what we do is unwind both nuts. We then deburr with an engineer's file, and that'll leave you with a good clean surface that we can then thread the steering wheel back on. Setting the steering wheel back up again, don't forget we need to orientate the grub screws to the front, because we're going to have to come in with our drill to make sure we get a good seat position for our grub screws so that they engage on the steering rod. That's the only thing that's holding the steering wheel and the steering rod together. You've got two options to locate the center of the hole. Number one, you could use a 2mm drill bit, very, very carefully, so you don't touch the thread at all on the boss. The other one is a transfer punch. It's got a point on it. This point will then locate on the base where the steering rod is, and we'll do both holes. That point, we'll remove the steering wheel. We'll then get a 6mm drill, and we'll go in a couple of millimeters, 2-3 millimeters, so that the grub screw can locate where the steering wheel and the steering rod are in the perfect alignment. So that way, under force, the steering wheel is not going to spin against the rod. We've removed our steering wheel, and you can clearly see the transfer punch marks. So there are location points for where we're going to do our 6mm hole. When drilling for our grub screws, I've locked the bottom of the steering column and also strapped it so that we don't get any movement. The other way you can do it is to undo the base nut, completely slide out the entire steering rod and put it in the vise and drill it. That way you won't get any movement whatsoever. With one of these previous nuts that we used on our steering rod, just take it down. As you spin it down, clean it backwards and forwards, which will remove some of the swarf on either side of our threads. So we've done this a couple of times, which has cleaned up the burrs, and you see that that's spinning quite freely, which will then allow our steering wheel to go back into position. Insert your grub screws, lock them off. Then we'll put our base washer back on, our dome nut, that's the steering done. Then we can do our steering arms. With our steering arm, we're using M8x50 long bolts. This unthreaded shaft here is to go down into the sleeve. We're using flat washers on top and underneath. The idea is, as we tighten it, we don't want to lock the steering arm and the steering rod together. Otherwise you'll lose that steering movement. What we want is the nut to actually pinch on the bottom of that shaft and still allow free movement. With our M8x50 bolt, the reason we're cutting it down is we've got a lot of unnecessary threaded length. So just to make the package a bit neater, finishing, presentation, etc., we're going to trim that last 13mm off that's unnecessary. So I've put a nut on here at about 14mm. We then cut, hacksaw, cut off disc, whatever you want to use. Unwind the nut, that will then clean the last bit of thread up, and we can also, just on the belt linisher, taper up the lead or end of the bolt. After shortening the bolts, we can now assemble the steering arm, and when we do, flat washer on top, flat washer underneath, followed by a spring washer. Finally, a nylock nut so it doesn't rattle off. Our steering arm is bolted in position. We have our steering lock bracket. To center these two to each other, half the total length, and we work out our center line or midpoint in these brackets. Then what we're going to do is mount these two together. Once they're in the correct position, orientation, tack on each side, test the steering to make sure everything's functioning correctly. Then we can complete the weld across the back, joining the two pieces together. We've positioned our steering lock bracket in the center of our steering arm, so both center lines are lined up, and also the hook on our steering rod is at the bottom of the elongated hole. This will then allow movement left and right to give us complete turning. We've finished plan 2. That's our steering completed. We've also got our powertrain done, so we can move on to plan 3 now.